Hello and welcome back to some Diablo 4. Today's a build video. That's probably why you're here anyway, according to the title. I've just been doing a load of glyph leveling, just because I wanted to get the 4 I'm using to 45, 46 before I do this video. And same with God damn it again. Stop giving me uniques, give me bloody great respect. Anyway, we're here to look at Randall the Rogue. He has massive amounts of dexterity. It's pretty good on everything else as well. Reasonable attack power for sitting around town. Good life. I don't really die at all. Thanks to Anadriel's Visage, with the life on hit. Yeah, don't really take much damage at all. I mean, we are capped on resistances. I'm only in, at the moment, still Torment 3. I did just manage to complete 65. Ah shit, now I've got bloody essences on me. I did just finish a 65, but it was slightly out of time. It was really annoying, so I can't move on to tier 4 yet. Tormented 4. But I did it, and a little bit more glyph leveling, maybe some tweaks here and there. I still have to max out my masterworking. I still need a better bow. I did manage to get a GA bow, but it was GA on something crap, so I re-rolled it. I should have really re-rolled max life, but meh. It doesn't really matter. So, the core of Randall is Dance of Knives and Poison. Just literally these two. You do a whole dungeon, whole pit run. You pretty much don't stop channeling this. There's just no point. You're poisoning everything, and then we have loads of stuff that happens thanks to our aspects. We'll start with the gear. Gear's fairly straightforward, but I would say an Ariel's Visage is needed. That 20% to trigger a poison nova that applies huge amounts of poisoning is massive. The attack speed's pretty good. All stat, life on hit's okay. You don't really need it, but oh well, we've got it. Shroud of False Death, totally unnecessary. It's one of those pieces that I just picked up because everything else uses it. You're just not entering stealth enough. You're not getting like one big attack off at the start of a group of enemies, so it's kind of pointless. You're always dealing damage as well, so you don't get into stealth that way. I was using runes to get in. Well, actually I still am. Invoke the Rogue's Countering Concealment for 5 seconds. Gain dodge chance, movement speed, unstoppable, and stealth. But that doesn't trigger that often. Invoke a skill from another class. I've got this one. We invoke Sorcerer's Mystical Frost Nova, inflicting freezing and vulnerable onto enemies. I might change that out again. Yeah, it's quite nice to freeze everything, but I think I freeze everything enough with other things, so it's kind of pointless. Moving on to the gauntlets. Bursting Venoms. This whole build is based around basically slapping poison on things, so you need loads of dexterity. Not that worried about life, to be honest, and making things vulnerable is fantastic. It's really, really, really nice. Yeah, 27% chance to freeze on the tempering and damage to poison enemies on this one. Our aspect is bursting venoms. Yeah, poison imbued skills have 15% chance to create a toxic pool that deals 2,000 odd damage over 3 seconds to enemies within. While standing in the pool, your poison imbuement skill has no cooldown and no charge limit. Well, it's not that important. If you've got something else that you think might be better, swap it out. It's just stacking up some extra poison. That's it. You're already putting tons of poison onto anything, so yeah. Tacit of the Dawning Sky for pants. The movement speed's utterly brilliant. The more movement speed you can get, the better for this. I think I am capped or very close to capped on... Yeah, by the time I get 5 Dark Shrouds on me, I'm pretty much at 200. When you take you gain maximum resources and resistance to that damage type. The aspect on it is worthless. It's... Yeah, I could probably go with something else, but I haven't really looked into it that much. This is... it's a good build, but there is so much more potential. I just haven't found it, because I haven't been getting GA drops in tier 3, or I haven't been getting lots of them, so I'm just sort of working with what I have. But this seems to work quite nice. The movement speed, that's what we're here for, and the all stats is good. Resistance to all elements is basically capping everything. I could probably get into tier 4 and still have most things capped. So yeah. Exceptional Boots of Concussive Strikes. Brilliant aspect. Lucky hit. Damaging an enemy has a 20% chance to daze them for 2 seconds, and you deal extra damage to dazed enemies. Oh look, I also have another lucky hit from Tempering. And the evade cooldown reduction. Meh. Armor's cool, because we're not even capped in armor. We will have very, very low armor if I get into tier 4. Which is slightly scary. Life and a huge amount of extra dexterity. Weapons. Weapons is still, I'm very much working on my bow/crossbow. You can see this was a GA item, which I re-rolled the GA aspect on. Agility damage on tempering, and chance for Dance of Knives to deal double damage. It's a crap roll, but it'll do. Splintering Shards. Lucky hit up to 100% chance when hitting or killing frozen enemy ice splinters that fires away, dealing cold damage, chilling damage. So try and freeze as much stuff as you can, because they explode and deal a shitload of damage to everything else, potentially chilling and freezing more enemies. It's especially for low level stuff, like I'm doing pit tier 55 to 60, and you just get the groups of trash. You freeze one of them, it explodes, and everything else then freezes around it and explodes, and just chain reaction clears the trash away nicely. The weapons, 2 daggers. Oh no, one's a dagger, one's a sword. I'd probably prefer 2 daggers. I don't know. Just for the attack speed more than anything, because capping your attack speed. Attack speed increases Dance of Knives damage. Doesn't increase the amount of knives you throw. It does increase the amount of damage you do per knife, which is fine. Yeah, GA, Dex, max life, damage over time, damage to poisoned enemies, chance for Dance of Knives to deal double damage again. I'm probably getting close to 100% chance for Dance of Knives to deal double damage with everything. And the inevitable fate: when an enemy falls below 35% life while afflicted by any of your damage over time effects, an explosion occurs every 7 seconds, dealing X amount of damage for each element they're afflicted by. So I'm often putting, I think, is cold damage over time? I can't remember. But we could probably put shadow damage on if I wanted to. But don't know. Yeah. I could probably slowly transition the build over to shadow imbuement, but keep the ability to poison things, thanks to Andariel's Visage, which is pretty cool. Which I might actually do. I might just see, but it would mean me changing out the tempering on these two. I think there was the tempering on something else. Yeah, damage to poison enemies on the gauntlets as well. Will just require me a lot of change. We're really looking at two weapons that should be fairly similar here, with amethysts in for more damage over time. Yeah, and that's what I've got. I've got two weapons that are basically the same. Skull and Steel of Corruption, so my imbuement skills have 35% increased potency against vulnerable enemies. Obviously that has Lucky Hit, 60% chance to make enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds, and my lovely little amulet has another 60% chance to make enemies vulnerable. So everything I hit is vulnerable. It doesn't really matter. It's just everything is vulnerable. So this has a Star Shards aspect on my amulet. We're really looking for big percentage in dexterity, big attack speed increase. Vulnerable damage we don't need. We've already got 2 lots of 60, so that's just a ridiculous amount of chance to make things vulnerable. Lucky Hit to stun, and damage to poison enemies again, so if I moved over... Actually no, I wouldn't have to move over, because I am poisoning stuff with that, so yeah, wouldn't have to. But Star Shards, Dance of Knives has a 50% chance to shatter into 6 shards of metal upon hitting, dealing physical damage. It's more damage, physical damage. It's not that important to me, but that's a potential 6,000 damage every 2 Dance of Knives you throw, so it's just more damage. Then we have an X-Val's Corroded Signet. This is a good reason why I want to get poison and shadow damage over time effects going on, because 75% chance to erupt, dealing damage of the same type to surrounding enemies. Awesome. Really nice. The extra damage to vulnerable enemies is again really nice. The extra damage over time is really nice. The extra lucky hit is really nice. All stats is quite low, but everything on that ring is perfect for a damage over time build. What more do you want? Amazon Band of Creeping Death. Big lucky hit chance increase there. More attack speed, more vulnerable damage. Agility cooldown reduction. I think I've run out of... I could re-roll that once more if I wanted to, but it took me long enough to get something vaguely useful. Creeping Death, you deal 20% increased damage over time to enemies for each different crowd control effect they're affected by. Unstoppable enemies and staggered bosses take 40% extra damage over time from you instead. It's just a flat out increase in damage for every crowd control. I daze, stun, chill, slow, freeze. Yeah. Basically, I'm trying to do as much. So yeah, we're stunning there. We know we're freezing. We're chilling stuff, thanks to frozen things exploding. It's just, it all compounds together to do more damage. Again, it's probably not, there's probably a more effective way of doing it, I just can't. My head isn't geared that way, I just see something that I like and roll with it. Obviously, I could actually take the diamonds off these and put on, I can't remember what the other gems do. That's really bad, isn't it? Oh, and this doesn't tell you. What do the other things do? No, I forgot where we were then. Jeweler. So, skull, isn't it? Jewelry, more armor. Kind of pointless. Everything else is just big on big resistances, isn't it? Yeah. So I could max out my armor by swapping out one of these, and it would not affect my resistances. But you don't need it in tier 3. Maybe I could swap things around in tier 4 and I'd do a bit better. But I don't know. Specialization, inner sight, just, yeah. Gain unlimited energy, which we don't need. The critical strike chance is what I'm mainly here for. We don't spend energy, so this is useless. And we don't use basic skills, so this is useless. Something that I found really pointless about Rogue is the specializations. Literally, for a build that's channeling all the time, these are absolutely bloody useless. So you're stuck within a sight for the extra critical strike damage. I do find it fills pretty quickly, so you are getting that extra critical strike chance quite often. The skill tree is something that I definitely haven't min-maxed things. We're starting off, it doesn't really matter which two you choose out of this. I just went blade shift, because whatever. We're basically taking nothing from our core skills apart from 1 into target practice, 3 into sturdy, which again don't really need. We could probably, well, I can't even take stuff out. Literally, this is the minimum I can have in here to unlock this. I could probably do. Hang on. Wait, we want more on target practice. No, we've maxed out there. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, we hardly even use Shadow Step, but it's kind of good because it gets you out of crowd controls. So you're frozen, you're terrified, whatever. That seems to get you out, as far as I've found. But right, so I've just spent some time missing stuff, or messing around with stuff. God, this video is going to be weird. Yeah, so as much into target practice, and then yeah, a couple into sturdy just for damage reduction. But you don't need the movement speed increase. I mean, you could put that on. You could just go... Oh no, you pretty much have to. Whatever, I haven't worked out this build fully. I'm just messing around with it, really. But yeah, we got Shadow Step up just a single point, and then up to Disciplined. We've got 3 ranks in Rugged. Reduction against damage over time effects. Again, probably don't really need that. It's just there. Dancer knives, that's what we need. Lots and lots of dancing with knives. I'm actually going to get rid of all of that. Screw it. We don't need it. It gives me 3 points to spend elsewhere, which we're going to go on Shadow Imbuement, and then I'm going to keep Shadow and Poison, and then I'll just switch between the two. What else we got? We got one on Rapid Gambits, evading through an enemy dazes them. Don't really need that, so I can't remove it. Oh, it's an item contribution one. It's middle of the day and I'm quite tired. What have we actually spent stuff on? Weapon Mastery. Yeah, just increase with daggers, increase damage to healthy and injured enemies. Swords, increase damage. Yeah, it's nice to have. It's more damage. Why isn't that one? Oh, it's because I haven't spent anything around it. I can't put any more points in that. But yeah, thanks to item contributions, we've got extra little bits all over the place. That might actually be... That's Shroud of False Death, isn't it? So that might be one reason we actually keep Shroud of False Death, is we're unlocking all of these. Which is kinda handy. Down in subterfuge skills, we have Dark Shroud. It's countering Dark Shroud. Just for the extra stuff. And then we have Exploit, increased damage again, and Malice, increased damage to vulnerable and increase to knockdown enemies. It's more damage. Now down to Imbuement. Here we go. So we've got a lot spent on Poison, which I could actually cut down. What Shadow Imbuement are we going to want? We don't need to make enemies vulnerable because we've got plenty of that. Increased non-physical damage. We definitely want one in there. Probably go for that. I'm just looking at stuff. Increases your attack speed and lucky hit chance. Increases poison damage. Poison enemies deal less damage. Yes, we need that. We don't need that. Chance to stun. Probably not really that important. I could probably split them up. Just 4 and 3. Just because. And obviously we're going precision, imbuement, critical strike chance, more chance for criticals on imbued skills. Great. Down to ultimates. We're using Shadow Clone. Don't really know why. There's probably a better option. Don't know why I have that, because I don't need the energy. Now we can max it out. That. Well, wasn't that nice? So you can see I haven't even cleared up. Have not cleared up this at all. Adrenaline rush. Increased energy generation. We could probably cut that down to that. Just... yeah, and then I can... spend this elsewhere. I have no idea on what though. Yeah, I seriously don't know what. I've got too many ability points. Too many points. Oh yeah, and we used the momentum key passive. Just because it gives us a little bit of extra everything. There wasn't anything else that really... dealing direct damage to a vulnerable enemy. That could be useful. But... I mean, that could be handy. But probably not. I would rather keep the momentum because it gives you a bit of extra everything. What could we put these in? You heal. Cool. Ultimate skills. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't do traps. Non-physical damage has... yeah, that... yeah. That's more lucky hit. More lucky hits, great. We have managed to get a bit more attack power now out of fiddling. I think I was only on about 16,000 attack power before. Right, the Paragon boards. Here's where everything gets confusing. Because I don't really know what I did here. Which is always useful. So we just come up. We need that mode fully unlocked for more life, more damage. We work our way around down to here. Resistance to all elements. We don't really need it, but we've got it. And we've got a diminished node, diminished glyph in there. We do need a little more strength from somewhere. I suppose if... does the size in that radius size? Oh no, that's max radius size. So we do really need another strength in here just to... actually, we don't really... we're fine on how much damage we take, so we don't really need that. Then we come into the Eldritch Bounty board with fluidity. We don't need the additional bonus from that glyph anyway, we're just using it to increase the magic nodes, which is pretty large. Yeah, we're just skipping the odd bits because we don't need them. And then what did I do? Trying to think which board I went to next. I think it was this board I put in next, which is, we haven't even unlocked it. Lorana's Instincts. Inner sight becomes full. You gain dodge chance. Your core skills, which we don't use, which is why we don't need this. It's just the board I wanted for attack speed. Some max life, which we don't really need. Resistance to all elements we don't really need. This whole board could go away and it wouldn't be that bad. Increased damage to poisoned enemies on the tracker glyph. Increased damage to poisoned targets. You could probably put more intelligence on that if you wanted to. The additional bonus is quite nice. Just it lasts longer. It's great. Then we came over to this board, which is no witnesses. We don't need it, so we don't go for the legendary node. We're just out here for attack speed, more max life, and some life per second, but whatever. Again, more max life, and that's useful. Damage and dexterity. This whole board would probably been good turned all the way around, so that we just get these mostly. Maybe get this. Ultimate damage, more dexterity. You don't need it, so yeah, but just the devious glyph there. Damage to crowd control, damage, and some extra intelligence. It's quite nice. Over to the final board, which was Cunning Stratagem. Non-bonus combat. Well, we don't actually use the combo points anymore, so all of that can go. Core damage we don't need. That would have made more sense. What am I doing? Damage, 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 and then I'll get that one, and then we'll go to the glyph socket and I'll work out what other glyph I need to put in. But yeah, Cunning Stratagem, we don't need it because Dance of Knives doesn't really get a lot of help from boards, but it's just nice to get the extra life, some armor. That's it really. So, again, I might have to just sit down and replumb the board a few times to get something better out of it. Because I'm really only using the boards for mostly more life. They do obviously give you more damage, but yeah, I wasn't focused on getting to specific things too much apart from maximum life and armor and resistance, because there isn't much to help me. But it shows that this build is pretty good. If you mess around more with the boards, you will probably get more from it. I've just not done too much. What else? Oh, mercenaries. Subo, because he's my favourite. I love being able to see the enemies on the minimap. And Oldkin. Don't know why. I just like his flame wall, basically. That's it. Don't think there's really anything else to look at. I've bumped up my attack power another 2,000. And I haven't done anything. Apart from fiddle around with the ability board and the skill tree a little bit, and I've got like 4,000 more points. So it does just show you can tweak things here and there and get a lot more from it. Core damage, just don't need it. I'll probably look for a glyph that'll increase rare node. Yeah, 40 damage. How many? 30 damage there. So I'll just have to work out which. Yeah, it'll be better to flat increase that than it will be to increase the magic nodes. So yeah, that glyph will probably be. Ooh. Slowed or chilled enemies? No. I don't know. Strength purchased. What skill would I... what glyph would I put in here? Bonus to all rare nodes. Imbuement skills. Yeah, it'd be that. Efficacy. Almost guaranteed efficacy will go in there. So if you have more nodes, more ability points than me, or skill board points, paragon points, whatever they're called, get that, chuck efficacy on it, level it up. You'll be well away. Just need to get some extra intelligence probably, because I don't have a lot in here. It might give you a reason to go up here for those two. But you only need to get 25 there, and then you could start focusing on one of these that actually makes a difference to the amount of points you have around it. I don't know. This has been a pretty useless build video. It's fun to go through it all and realise, shit, I've made a ton of mistakes here. I could have probably done it better. But the build's working. Yeah. Yeah, it's that 1+ to all passives is huge on Shroud of False Death. So yeah, I'd probably keep that around. Even though a lot of the passives we don't need. But anyway, that's basically it for the build video. Let's go back to... I was doing 55s. But I need to do higher now, because... Let's do a 57. Then that will let me level up some glyphs a bit more. I'll show you how the build works. I've changed things. It's actually going to be more difficult for me to... right.
This should be interesting.
Shit. No. Skill tree, skill assignment. That, there. Dancer knives on that. So it's now 2, 3, 4, and occasionally 5. Damn it. I need shadow. There. That's better. I'm still putting poison on. What is it? Yeah. Yeah, you can see we're still getting a load of poison explosions, which is what we were aiming for. Everything's still getting frozen quite often. Dance around for a little while. Now I have changed to shadow imbuement mostly. Oh my god, I could actually get rid of the poison imbuement entirely, couldn't I? That's going to be probably... Yeah, I'm going to have to really look into this build, what I could change about it for next week and do another build video in a week's time. It takes a little while to like get going on especially if it's a spread out group. I'm not really using my ultimate as well in this. Oh, for God's sake. Put a wall up around yourself, that's just annoying. It's rude. Oh, frame rate please. Everything's grouped up fairly close together. When the explosions start, it just... chain reactions. Those elites are dead, thanks to damage over time. Through here, just a small group of spiders. Right, get that. Ah, shit. 5. I got caught. But you see, that is one of the reasons why we have Shadow Step on there. We don't use it very often, but when we do, it gets you out of trouble. Love the spider hosts when they explode and give you a load of shit mobs to clear out, and they just it's free damage. It just literally is free damage. They explode, you can deal more because yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Definitely isn't the quickest run I've had. Not the quickest run, but it's not bad. Let's just see how this goes. Now I am during the boss, I am switching between shadow and poison. Just to make sure he's got some poison on him while I'm attacking. Come on, let me spin again. Oh, he's dead. Not the quickest, I will admit. But that wasn't bad. As you can tell, the build does still need a little bit of work here and there. Increased damage, increased damage. They make more sense. But yeah, it works. Damage being reduced for each shadow. Yeah, I definitely need to change out that. Probably for something with shadow imbuement rather than poison. Yeah, that's it. That one.
Let's go.
So my gloves. The gloves need changing. Hopefully you got all the way through this. If you're copying this build, hopefully you got all the way through, because if you didn't, you're going to miss out on sort of a key thing. Come on, let me talk to you. So we need something with shadow. Not that. Not that. Poison damage. Oh yes, that's quite nice. So hopefully that can explode in a poison nova, and then Toxic Alchemist can proc some more poison. That's cool. It's not huge amounts, but it's something. But anyway, that's the build. This was a long video. How long was it? Oh god, it's nearly 50 minutes long. Thank you so much if you got through it all. I will probably do an update next week. So next Sunday. This video is being recorded on Sunday. It goes up at probably 4 PM GMT because I'm in the UK. And yeah, there'll be one in 7 days time from this video going up. Just as an update, hopefully I've found a decent bow by then and maybe tweaked the boards a little bit. But yeah, thanks so much if you've got all the way through. Comment if there's anything that you think I've missed. I don't watch other people very often, so there may be some weird like thing with shadow imbuement and poison that doesn't work quite as well as straight poison, or I don't know. There may be something that I don't know. I just build what I think's fun. This is quite fun to play, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, please comment. Please, if there's anything I've missed or any advice you can give me. But I will see you all next time. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'll probably do a couple of hordes actually, just to farm some obdusite for masterworking more. But I'll see you then. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and goodbye for now.